Welcome back to The Rancher's Voice, the podcast where the heart of agriculture meets the pulse of today's industry. From policy changes to leadership stories in the Western lifestyle, The Rancher's Voice dives into the stories that matter most to ag producers.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Rancher's Voice. Similar to last week, we will be continuing on with our conversations with our board of directors candidates. And so this week, Ellie will be interviewing Joe Lewis, who is running for the Northeastern district. Let's stay tuned as Ellie introduces us to Joe.
All right, so with me right now is Joe Lewis. He is running for our board seat for the Northeast district. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I guess, like you said, I'm Joe Lewis. I'm from Eastern Montana. We're about 30 miles north of Terry. I actually grew up in Laurel and went to high school there. And I went to college for 2 years in Powell, Wyoming, and then I finished my other 2 years in Dickinson, North Dakota. I have an agriculture business degree from that.
Tell us a little bit about your ranching operation.
Yeah, so our place is the 52 Ranch. I'm fifth generation. We were established in 1889. Two brothers came over from Germany and homesteaded. We started with horses, and they were raising remounts for the cavalry. And then they went to work horses, and then they went to cows in the 50s, and now we're Black Angus commercial operation. We sell some registered heifers as well. Pretty much retain ownership on all our yearlings and bull breed and sell the ones we don't want to keep for ourselves. Depends on the year, of course, and the grass and the feed. So I used to be a Nutrilix dealer. I built a dealership over there, and then I ended up selling that a year ago now. And now I'm just ranching full-time with Dad. It's just Dad and I on the place. So we're trying to keep things handled and trying to expand.
Staying busy. What are some leadership roles that you've held in the past or you still currently hold?
Yeah, so I actually was in attendance in the 22-23 MBAR class with stock growers. That was a great opportunity. I really enjoyed that. I'm currently president of the Terry Roping Club, which is just a local nonprofit club where we host rodeos and weekly ropings and stuff in the community and help with other community events. That's been a pretty good experience and trying to get more involved in the local community stuff, and it's been a good way to do that and something I enjoy too, so that helps. But yeah, I guess as far as other leadership roles, I was in Farm Bureau in college. They didn't have a stock growers, unfortunately, in Dickinson. So.
And why do you want to be on Stock Growers Board of Directors now?
Yeah, I'd just like to get more involved in making a difference in the agriculture community, and just hear neighbors and community members. Everybody has concerns, but nobody's willing to step up and make the time commitment and actually go do it, go make themselves heard. So I decided I should try to get more involved with that. So.
What kind of issues are you most passionate about?
The land use is a big deal. Right now we have, for example, the windmills coming into our country, and that's pretty controversial. I'd just like to see more education on language of contracts and stuff for our local community members so they kind of know what they're getting into more so. And then also it seems like neighbors and just in general, there's smaller ranches that are disappearing and getting ate up by the bigger ones, and just how do we keep the smaller ranches viable, whether they're staying in the family or going to new farmer rancher or however that may work, but trying to keep it more local, and it's just, I think it's better and all around for these small communities and stuff, get more families around, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of new perspective would you bring to the board of directors? Or maybe not new, but just what would your perspective be?
Yeah, just a good perspective of Eastern Montana. I mean, we're just longtime Montana residents, and my ancestors were in this country before it was a state, and we'd like to, and they were practicing agriculture in different kinds, and we'd just like to see that continue on, and I think I bring a good grassroots perspective to the board, which I'm sure a lot of them are, but yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for submitting your application, and best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining us this week. It was a short episode, but we look forward to seeing you next week, where we'll be interviewing 3 different candidates for the North Central District. So stay tuned for that and for voting for membership to open this fall. But in the meantime, follow Montana Stock Growers on Facebook and all of our social media platforms, and subscribe to the Rancher's Voice wherever you get podcasts. Thanks everyone. Have a great week.